Welcome to the Explainer. We often think of ancient spiritual masters as these mystical figures. But what if there was something else entirely? Today, we're diving into a fascinating source that reimagines one of these enlightened beings, a bodhisattva, as something we might understand a little better: a full-stack operating system engineer.
So let's just jump right in with the big question, the one that frames everything we're going to talk about. What if a highly evolved spiritual being wasn't a mystic preaching from a mountaintop, but was actually a master systems architect programming reality itself? All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to start by defining what this Bodhisattva operating system even is. Then, we'll break down the 5 core system modules, the software stack, if you will. After that, we'll look at the engineer's true toolkit. And finally, we'll see how we can apply these ideas to upgrade our own systems. Okay, first things first, what do we even mean by a Bodhisattva OS? Well, the core idea here is a huge shift in perspective. We're moving away from the old image of a wise sage just preaching at people. The source calls the ultimate goal imperceptible edification. Now that sounds fancy, but think of it this way. It's like a system update for your phone that runs silently in the background. You don't get a big annoying pop-up, you just wake up one day and everything works a little better, a little smoother. That's the idea. Transformation that feels like it came from within, not something that was pushed on you from the outside. And this is the key takeaway, right? The Bodhisattva isn't just a radio tower, broadcasting a signal and hoping someone tunes in. Nope. They're more like a cognitive interface adapter. They're not just shouting a message, they're plugging directly into your operating system, using your language, so the information just clicks. It becomes usable. All right, so if we're calling this an OS, we gotta ask, what's the system architecture look like? What are the core components? Well, the source material breaks it down beautifully into 5 key modules that make up the whole stack. So we've got these 5 systems, and they kind of build on each other. You have infiltration, then sensory, navigation, social, and finally, parallel processing. It all has to start with that first one. How do you even get access to the user's system in the first place? So, Module 1 is the infiltration system. And yeah, it's basically a stealth mode. The goal is to enter someone's world, their mindset, their cognitive model, without setting off any alarms. It's like the perfect YouTube algorithm. It speaks your language so fluently and recommends things so perfectly that you don't even realize you're being guided. It's just this pure, egoless stream of information that feels like it was made just for you. Okay, now this is where things get really cool. The second module is the sensory system, and the text uses this beautiful old metaphor of incense or scent. But we're not talking about perfume here. This is about programming the user's experience on a fundamental level. A joyful scent is like a dopamine release. A purity scent can literally induce a flow state. It's about directly altering the emotional and experiential layer of consciousness. Module 3 is the navigation system, and the symbol for this is the shipmaster. Think of this as an incredibly sophisticated decision-making engine. It's not just about steering a boat. It's about navigating the chaotic sea of life and death. This is a system that's constantly running risk analysis, understanding cause and effect, knowing exactly what resources you have, and crucially, knowing when to push forward and when to just wait. And this quote just nails the whole philosophy behind it. First, satisfy their worldly needs, then bestow the wealth of Dharma. It's so practical. You can't teach someone to navigate the stars if their boat is sinking. You have to fix the real-world problem first. Solve for the immediate need, then you can offer the higher wisdom. All right, so with Module 4, we're zooming out. We're scaling up from the individual to the entire social system. This is about reconstructing how groups behave, resolving massive conflicts. And what's wild is that it uses different protocols for different dimensions. You wouldn't use the same API to talk to a heavenly being as you would to someone in a hell realm, right? It's adaptive social engineering on a cosmic scale. And finally, we get to Module 5, and honestly, this one is just mind-bending. It's the grand finale, the parallel processing system. The source describes this as the ability to teach countless, totally customized lessons in countless different worlds, all at the exact same instant. I mean, in our language today, what else is that but quantum parallel computing, running on a multi-threaded universe? It's absolutely staggering. Okay, so we've had all these amazing metaphors, the heretic, the incense, the shipmaster. But let's strip all that away for a second. What are the actual core capabilities? What's really in this engineer's toolkit? It really comes down to these 5 core capabilities. You have the infiltration system to get inside any mindset undetected, the sensory control system to directly change how someone feels, the navigation system to guide them through chaos, the social system to rebuild group dynamics, and the parallel universe system to process, well, everything, everywhere, all at once. That's the complete functional stack. And that brings us right back to where we started, to our central idea. Hopefully, it makes a lot more sense now. A realm-level full-stack operating system engineer. It's not just a clever name. It's a deep description of a master architect who can build and debug at every single layer of reality. Okay, that's all fascinating, but so what? What do we do with this? This isn't meant to be just some abstract philosophical exercise. The source actually gives us a really clear path for how we can start upgrading our own systems, how we approach our work, our communication, everything. And this chart really lays out the fundamental shift. Look at the beginner stage. I broadcast my content, I output my wisdom, I give them the answer. It's all about me pushing something out. Now look at the advanced stage. I enter the user's system, I change their state, I guide them on a path. See the difference? It's a total flip from pushing information to pulling someone through an experience. So how do we start? Here are 3 practical strategies you can use like tomorrow. 1, create and sense content. Instead of just trying to be right, focus on making your audience feel something, relaxed, clear, joyful. 2, build shipmaster products. Don't just give people a single fact or a tool. Design a whole journey that guides them from A to B. And 3, use the infiltration system. This is huge. Learn to speak the language of the people you're talking to. Stop expecting them to learn yours. And I want to leave you with this final thought from the source because it just sums everything up perfectly. The truly awakened one is not someone who leaves the world, but someone who can enter all worlds, using all methods to invisibly change all beings. Think about that. True mastery isn't about escaping the messiness of it all. It's about having the skill and the compassion to dive right into it. It's not about leaving. It's about learning how to enter.